grew up when I wasn't paying attention.
Dad, we're about to become the two most powerful dudes in the universe.
Bowser's portrayal in the Super Mario Galaxy movie is interesting in the sense that the movie never suggests he is incapable of becoming a better person. Instead, it shows that becoming good simply is not his priority. Bowser repeatedly demonstrates that he has opportunities to change. He even takes a few steps in that direction. Yet every time he is forced to choose between genuine personal growth and the life he has built around conquest, he chooses the latter, not because he has to, but because the consequences of his own past finally catch up to him.
Remember when I was a baby turtle? You were working so hard trying to conquer the world.
After being defeated, shrunken, and effectively stripped of his power, Bowser begins this movie in a prison where his only friend seems to be Luigi. He is then freed from this prison, and during the first part of the movie, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi even attempt to rehabilitate him rather than simply imprisoning him again or destroying him. During this period, Bowser shows flashes of a different side of himself. He bargains peacefully, agrees to be arrested after damaging the fields, and even helps the heroes by allowing them to reach the Gateway Galaxy. These moments suggest that the possibility of change exists within him. The movie never portrays goodness as impossible for Bowser. It simply portrays it as something he has never truly desired. This is because Bowser's greatest obstacle is not Mario or Peach. It is the legacy he created himself. Bowser Jr. is not born wanting to destroy the universe. He becomes that way because of the stories his father spent years telling him.
Sorry about that. That's the old Bowser talking. Ha! Still working through my demons, I suppose. This is embarrassing. I'm still a tiny work in progress. Sorry, pal.
Take me and send them to the Gateway Galaxy.
Even though I'm totally rehabilitated?
Mario, he's really changed. We're doing a weekly book club together.
You're not as horrible as I thought. Thank you.
Put that away.
Hi, Dad.
Junior? They danced on the ashes of the universe and reigned supreme. The end.
While Bowser devoted his life to invading kingdoms and chasing Princess Peach, he neglected actually raising his son. Instead of teaching Junior compassion, responsibility, or restraint, he filled his imagination with glorious tales of conquest. Bowser painted himself as a legendary king destined to rule everything, making evil sound heroic and exciting. To Junior, these stories were not exaggerations. They became the blueprint for what he believed his father wanted. So when Junior finally tries to connect with Bowser, he does so in the only language he has ever been taught. He makes the stories real. Rather than putting on puppet shows or imagining grand adventures, Junior assembles armies, conquers planets, kidnaps a princess, constructs a universe-destroying cannon, and builds an empire worthy of the legends his father told him. When Bowser is reunited with his son, he is not horrified by what he sees. He is amazed. Because Bowser is no longer the storyteller, he is the audience.
Dad, I built us that planet.
You did?
We're going there right now. You and me.
Everything Bowser once described has become reality before his own eyes. The massive armies, the loyal minions, the captured princess, the galactic empire, it is all there. Junior has taken his father's fantasies and transformed them into something tangible. Bowser watches the dream he spent years selling become real, only now he is not the one creating it. This dynamic creates one of the movie's most fascinating role reversals. Bowser has always been known as the one issuing commands while everyone else follows. In this movie, he willingly gives up that control. Junior becomes the leader. Bowser allows his son to decide where they go, what they do, and how the operation unfolds. He follows Junior's plans instead of replacing them with his own. There is surprisingly little jealousy or competition between them. Instead, Bowser seems genuinely proud of his son.
We have our very own Boomsday weapon. They're gonna get torn to pieces.
I love being a dad.
Oh,
This also makes Bowser's return to villainy more predetermined. He does not become evil again because he suddenly rejects redemption, nor does he decide that kindness was a mistake. Instead, he falls back into evil because his son has unknowingly recreated the world Bowser spent his entire life building. Junior has resurrected Bowser's old identity and handed it back to him. Walking away would not simply mean rejecting evil. It would mean rejecting the one thing that finally allowed him to bond with his child. That emotional conflict makes Bowser's decision understandable without making it heroic. He chooses Junior over redemption. Unfortunately, because Junior's identity is built entirely around conquest, choosing Junior also means choosing conquest. Bowser cannot support his son without reinforcing the very worldview that created him. His years of neglect have left Junior believing that love is earned through domination and victory.
I am a good dad.
Those friends of yours tried to ruin you, turn you into something you're not.
Bowser is forced to confront the consequences of his own parenting, and instead of correcting those mistakes, he slips comfortably back into the role that made Junior admire him in the first place. Even during the end, Bowser's motivations have noticeably changed. Earlier in the movie, his ambitions revolved around reclaiming power for himself. During the final battle, however, he rarely acts out of personal pride. Instead, his actions revolve around supporting Junior's plans. He joins the battle because his son needs him, not because he personally needs another kingdom. For perhaps the first time, Bowser is fighting for someone else, which reveals one of Bowser's better qualities. He truly loves his son. The problem is that love alone cannot undo years of harmful influence. Bowser cares deeply about Junior, but he never learned how to be a father instead of a warlord. His affection expresses itself through encouragement of the very behavior that will ultimately hurt Junior the most.
This is who you are. This is where you belong. Tonight we destroy the Mushroom Kingdom.
I won't let them ruin this.
In this movie, Bowser is a character caught between two identities. One identity is the person he briefly shows he could become, someone capable of cooperation, accountability, and even redemption. The other is the legendary conqueror whose stories shaped an entire generation of followers, including his own son. When those identities collide, Bowser chooses the second one, not because he's incapable of changing, not because redemption was impossible, but because becoming a better person was never the most important thing to him. By the time he finally has something worth protecting, his relationship with Junior, that relationship has already been built on the foundations of his own villainy. The evil he returns to is not simply his old life. It is the world he accidentally taught his son to create.
Dad, will you tell me again tomorrow night?
Of course. Good night, my boy. Mwah.
Bowser becomes both the architect and the victim of his own legacy. His greatest enemy is the example he set as a father. Junior merely fulfilled the dream Bowser spent years describing, and Bowser found himself unable to reject it because, for the first time, that dream came with something he had never truly earned before: his son's admiration.